This is Pooks from the server Darkspear. I'm going to be showing you a survival Hunter DPS rotation for PvE. They are patching on Tuesday, which is just a couple days away, and they're buffing marksman, so it may go back to being the top DPS for PvE wise, like it was in Wrath, but for now, survival is definitely topping the charts. So I'm going to start off just by showing you how much DPS I can get on the heroic training dummy. Okay, so as you can see, I got up to around 15k. I've done better on training dummy. I don't know what the problem was, but yeah, it ranges from 15 to upwards of 17k on the training dummy, steady. But I'll go into my talents first off. Pathing is a necessity. Improves Serpent Sting as well. Now, this talent here, I only have 2 points into it to unlock the 3rd tier. As you can see, I only have 3 points in this tier. You could go into point of no escape for AoEing on certain raid boss fights, but I've had a lot of occasions where I've been down to like 900 health left, and a healer caught me, which I would have been dead if I didn't have this talent. So it's pretty much a toss-up. You could throw 2 in there if you want. Everything else is normal, like in Wrath, lock and load, TNT, resourcefulness. Thrill of the Hunt is actually a really good. It's only 15% chance, but it's when it procs, 40% of the focus back from your shots is quite a bit. Wyvern Sting, obviously, because you need to get Black Arrow and Noxious Stings, which Noxious Stings increases the damage you deal on targets affected by your Serpent Sting, which is pretty huge. Hunting Party, obviously, 2% agility, 10% ranged haste, or ranged and melee actually. Toxicology, obviously. Sniper training, you have to stand still for 6 seconds for it to become active, but the 6% damage increase is pretty good. It also increases your kill shot crit chance by 15%. Serpent Spread, some people only put 1 point into this talent. I have 2, just because it lasts 9 seconds, I think, instead of 6 for your Serpent Stings. But some people throw 1 point in here and 1 point in Sick'em, and they throw 2 points in one with Nature, which 120 attack power bonus isn't worth those 2 talents in my opinion. Now, under marksmanship, efficiency definitely. Go for the throat is pretty big too, and Sick'em as well, because your pet turns out to be 10 to 15% of your damage done. So it's by far better than not even 120 attack power. Well, it's actually a little over 120, but yeah. But careful aim is highly debated right now, whether you should have it or not. It increases the critical strike chance of your steady shot, cobra shot, aim shot. Basically just your cobra shot if you're survival, by 60% on targets who are above 80% health. Which in PvE, bosses will stay above 80% for sometimes a minute and a half, which equates out to a good 20 plus Cobra shots that have 60% increased crit chance. So a lot of your damage, and that's why I can keep a consistent 15k on the target dummy, because it doesn't lose any health. Okay, now that I showed you all the talents and how much damage I can do, I'll show you the rotation itself. You want to start off, obviously, by keeping up your Hunter's Mark. Start off on the boss by throwing it up. Precast your misdirect on the tank, and as soon as the boss pulls, you immediately want to start with Cobra Shot, followed by Serpent Sting, Black Arrow, and then Explosive Shot. For filler, you use Cobra Shot and use Explosive Shot every time it comes up, as well as Black Arrow. If you see how I just hit 100 focus, you want to dump some of that focus with Arcane Shots whenever you can. So once you get up high, pop off 1, maybe 2 Arcane Shots, but you don't want to bring your focus too low so you can keep Black Arrow and keep on using Explosive Shot as soon as you can. It's actually a really easy rotation. People kind of say Hunters are face roll, which is pretty much true. But the trick to it is on movement fights, as soon as you need to start moving, you want to switch over to Aspect of the Fox so you can cast while running. And remember to use your Cobra Shot, Black Arrow, Explosive Shot, Arcane Shot as a focus dump. But as long as you follow these steps, it's really simple. Make sure you feign death if you pull aggro ever, because if you have gear quite like mine, you do pull a lot of threat unless your tank is really good. They changed misdirect a bit, so the transferred threat is not permanent. So you can continue to misdirect throughout the fight, but between feign death and, well, basically just between feign death and your first misdirect, you should be good. I don't seem to have too many problems. But yeah, this is all there is to a Hunter survival DPS rotation. And just make sure you aren't one of those guys who just spam Arcane Shots endlessly like this. It may seem like you're doing good DPS. Once you hit 0 focus, you are screwed. You're gonna sit there and look like a moron for a good 5 to 10 seconds in between shots. I will also be posting a marksman video if it does turn out to be the top DPS spec after the, I think it's 4.04 maybe? I'm not sure, but so just keep watching. I'm sure I'll have it up fairly soon after Tuesday.